Hi, Miles Sanders here for TECS 301, Module 12, Reflection. So let's see, my experiences with interactive technologies as a student or teacher. Yeah, when I was in grade school, we started getting the smart boards. They were kind of clunky back then, like you needed to orient them, and um, they weren't like very smooth, but they were kind of fun. People enjoyed them. Um, We also, like in high school, I remember we had clickers. In college, I've used clickers before. Like a lot of professors would use them for to take attendance. But then also throughout the lecture, you'd answer questions. Um, of course, projectors. That's a really common one. And the overhead projectors. I'd never seen the document cameras that they had in the chapter. But the old overhead projectors, I remember a lot of teachers used those. Which rendition of interactive whiteboard would I choose? I really thought the Vibe collaboration one looked pretty cool. Uh, the the sensitivity of it just seemed like it was basically a giant smartphone. It just like really simple to use. It seemed like. And which app would I use? The Canvas app on it was really smooth. Like you just draw on it with the marker. It would like basically just looked like you were using a whiteboard marker. But so you could have images already on the screen and draw over it, and it would just uh, doesn't look like digital. It just looks uh, natural and super responsive. And then thoughts about clickers in the classroom. Yeah, I think they're pretty useful, like just keeping students engaged. And, um, if you're just standing there lecturing, they're going to drift off. But if you're, constantly have questions for them to try and answer, that's going to be good. And, you know, um, a lot of times when teachers, ask one student a question, then the whole rest of the class could get it wrong, but the teacher doesn't really know. But with the clickers, they can see how many students are understood and took in that last bit of information and answered correctly, and then make a prediction about the clickers. Yeah, I think that teachers, if they integrated them and use them frequently, that um, students would pay more attention in class and maybe not need to try and cram right before the test, because they'd be focusing more as the lessons are happening rather than waiting, putting it off, and then try and studying a bunch right at the end. All right, thank you.